Nick, do we, I can't remember. We call roll first? Or
Yeah,
call the meeting?
yeah. Go ahead and call roll. Make sure we have
Okay.
everybody, then I'll call it. Yep.
Albany,
Here.
Barnet, Bloomfield,
Here.
Brighton,
Here.
Brownington,
Here.
Brunswick,
Here.
Cabot,
Here.
Charleston, Concord, Corinth, Danville,
Here.
Derby,
Here. Here.
East Haven,
Here.
Glover, Granby, Greensboro,
Here.
Groton, Guildhall, Holland,
Here.
Irisburg,
Here.
Jay, Kirby, Lunenburg, Linden,
Here.
Maidstone,
Here.
Marshfield, Morgan, Newark,
Here.
Newberry,
Here.
Newport Town,
Here.
Norton,
Here.
Peacham, Reigate,
Yeah.
Sheffield,
Yeah.
Stannard, Sutton,
Here.
Topsom,
Here.
Troy,
Here.
UTG,
Here.
Victory, Waterford, Westfield,
Here.
Westmore,
Here.
and Wheelock.
Here.
We have several over the necessary 23, so
Perfect. Well, you will call to order the Tuesday, June 10th, 2025 Northeast Kingdom Waste Management District Board of Supervisors meeting to order. And we'll go to Article 2. Is there any updates to the agenda?
We haven't dealt with the surplus yet. Do we want to do that?
We can do that in other business probably, or we can do that in financial because that's part of financial.
the only issue with that, Steve, is I had it, let's see, as part of the last meeting. Oh, okay. Yep. So if I didn't have my notes on it, I'd be hesitant. Since we have it, we can add it.
You want to just do another business, or do you want to have it on to updates with financial and stuff?
Other business would be fine.
Okay. Any other updates? Hearing none, we will vote for the approval of the minutes of the May 13th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of May 13th, 2025 as printed.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Jake. Is there any discussion? Errors, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor of the approval of the minutes for the May 13th, 2025 meeting, signify by saying aye.
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 If there's any opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Article number 4, which is the executive director search. And I don't know if we want to give Walter the first few minutes to update anybody.
Yeah.
Might as well go ahead. First of all, I want to recognize and applaud the members of the search committee for the new executive director. They spent quite a bit of time, energy, and effort in order to get this far forward. Very optimistic that our business will be finished in the near future. And again, thanks for those that have served and helped so well. On June 2nd, Scott Myers of MRI and myself interviewed by phone 3 candidates for the position of the executive director. Ultimately, Scott and I decided that 2 candidates should move forward. They were notified, and last night the committee met both of those candidates here in this room and spent an hour with each candidate. And there was 5 of us on the committee. And after we met with the candidates, we had a lively discussion of who should be chosen. We had 2 very, very good candidates. Both would have done well in the position. They were diametrically opposed in how they presented themselves, which was not a bad thing, actually quite good. Scott listened on to all the conversations, but did not say anything. And in the end, we, as a group, came to consensus of one of the participants should move forward to the next round. The next round being a in-house interview. That means at the Waste District to discuss salary and benefits. And I would like to put forward to the full board to give us authorization to proceed to this next level. And hopefully by our July 9th meeting, we should have a candidate selected. So I hope that somebody can make a motion. We could proceed from there.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay,
Could
so
the
we've got
motion be stated, please? The
the-
motion is,
The
I believe
motion
the-
is
Go
to
ahead,
allow the search committee to move forward in the process and enter into contract negotiations with the prospective executive director, the new.
I see, thank you. Yep.
All right, so
Second.
the motion's on the floor and it's been seconded, so now we can go into discussion.
Yeah, question.
I have a question. This is Jake. A question about procedure here. It sounds like there are 2 really strong candidates. Is the candidate number 2, for lack of a better word at this moment, is that candidate still being kept in the wings until something is firmed up?
Yes.
Yes.
In case, okay. That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why we're not kind of divulging too much right now, because we don't
Sure.
want to risk, if we don't get the first candidate, we're gonna, obviously have to, go to the second candidate. So we don't really want to risk. And Scott from MRI, had stated that too, that kind of want to keep it under wraps until we can get it firmed up and know that the first candidate will take the offer that we can provide him.
Yeah. So is it a bit of a stretch to keep this person going for potentially another month?
That's what we are going to do. We're going to, we've,
Yeah.
Because they do know that we only meet once a month.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that we're meeting tonight to discuss stuff. So they know that there's going to be at least one more month from here on out. So that bought us some time, so to speak, to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, actually, it won't be a full month, because if we come to terms with the number 1 candidate,
Right.
then the backup candidate can be notified.
Yeah, and the committee is scheduled to meet next Monday. So there may be resolution as early as, next week. I would I would suspect it would be. Nick, can you see, Ken has his hand up.
Yeah, no,
but-
I was just waiting for everybody else to get done, and I was going to call on Ken. Yep.
Yeah, but Steve has a question
Yeah.
too. Just keep that in mind.
Is Steve in there? Where is Steve?
Steve has the orange shirt on.
Well, we'll let Steve go first, and then I'll get to Ken.
Now, according to the administrative rules, it says, it does say the supervisor pick the director. Is that still gonna be the case at the next meeting? Even though,
Well,
even though you guys made negotiate,
Well, you can approve, I guess, the director, but it's the committee which was tasked by the full board to pick the director.
So
But yes, Steve, what you're asking is the board would have to approve the person that we put forth
Yes.
at the July
Yeah, so
9th meeting.
that's what I was asking, yeah.
that'll be the formal
Correct.
announcement of the new executive director.
Yeah, as I was wondering, because otherwise, why have that in the administrative rules?
Ken?
Hold on, Ken
Oh.
Johnson has a question, Jan.
Is there a discussion about when this person would come on board and start working?
That's going to be part of the negotiations and you know, that whole part to see how much of a notice, because there was one of the two that had to give a larger notice than the other. So that'll be all, you know, part of the negotiations.
Do you plan to always have only one director, or is there going to be an overlap period?
Well, yes, there's going to be an overlap period of some time. It's probably not going to be much more than maybe a month, Paul. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I would suspect it would be even less than that. I'll be available, but I don't think it's necessary for me to be here the same time as the new director. That would be unusual and awkward, I think, for both of us. So
Right. So there's going to be a short period though where Paul
Yeah.
is going to probably show them the ropes, you know, show them, you know, take them around, make sure they know, you know, the ins and outs of the day-to-day stuff. And like I said, anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks maybe, and then they'll be on their own.
Jan?
Did Jans have something, Walter? I
yeah,
didn't hear.
he's
Yes, I'm just gonna throw this out. And I'm wondering whether it might be a better idea to invite both of them. Neither of them have seen the facility, am I correct? In other words,
One candidate has been to the facility
conducted
before.
via Zoom.
actually, I think they both have seen the
Both.
facility in previous capacities. So
Okay, so they have.
yeah,
Okay, so I was just thinking that if you had your lead candidate who had never seen the facility and came up and said, boy, this really sucks, I don't want this job. You know, you wouldn't have had the second candidate that had
Oh,
that
it's not that bad.
facility. But you say they've both seen the facility, so they're aware of how we operate.
yeah, and you know, as we enter into the negotiation phase, you know, nothing is carved in stone until we make the final offer
Right.
to the candidate. So we'll be mindful of that situation to have, you know, someone come in.
Well, nothing will be finalized until they accept it.
Correct.
And Jan, I want to add that that was part of the interview process, asking questions like that. That was part of the interview process, asking questions that you have just raised. So we're quite confident in our selection.
Good.
Any more questions, concerns, discussion? No. So
It's a motion on the floor.
there is, and I'm trying to word it correctly. Paul, did you write it down quickly
Do you
before?
have the wording for the motion?
Oh, allow the executive
Director Search Committee to move forward in the process and enter into contract negotiations with prospective executive director. Something like that. If that sounds.
I think that captures it. Yeah.
That summed it right up perfectly. Did everybody hear that all right? Shannon's?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Perspective.
perspective, yeah.
There's a
So
perspective.
all those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Article 6, which is any updates, financial programs.
Oh, we have one before that, Nick. Article 5.
Oh, sorry, administrative rules. Sorry.
Yeah, and this, real quickly, still haven't met with legal counsel. That's scheduled for June 24th. So, yeah, I will, follow up with the board at the July meeting. So that's it for administrative rules.
Oh, perfect. Short and sweet. I like it. Now we can go to Article 6. I apologize, which is updates, financial program.
Anybody have any question on the finances? Steve?
11. I was wondering what that grant was.
That is for Mercury light bulb collection cost reimbursement.
Okay. And number 34, the dues. I know we usually pay like 2 payments to the district managers right there.
Yes.
So if we paid at least one, or
It's either that or it's the membership for what was called the NRRA, who is now called the New Hampshire Recycling, or New Hampshire Recycles. Is that it? Okay. It's one of those memberships in an organization that we belong to annually. It just, off the top of my head, can't remember which one. But it's either NRRA, the league, although the league dues, they usually fall under another line item, I think. Maybe not, though. I believe, the District Managers Association. So those are the 3 possibilities.
just trying to get a feeling of where we are on
Yeah.
that line item. And I see number 72, still haven't paid the lease. So Michelle, do you want that out with them yet?
Yes. I think I mentioned at a previous meeting, they billed us for tolls in West Virginia. They billed us for a flat tire that occurred while the vehicle was parked in their lot after we returned it. So we're trying to get those cleared up. I believe she has resolved both issues and paid them in the month of June, which won't show up until next month's budget comparison. But I know we've made progress, and I'm pretty sure we'll be caught up with those payments in June.
Okay. They missed 2 months. So I was gonna ask you what we're gonna do if they came and got the trucks. We didn't pay.
No, they recognize that they need to reissue those invoices. And yeah, there's been no threat of repossessing the trucks. So.
And have you shipped any foam yet?
We haven't shipped foam. We did process some. Ken Johnston from Greensboro was kind enough to give us a hand last week. And we're probably, the issue with shipping foam is it depends on Guilford, New Hampshire as well. We need to reach out to them, see how much they have, and then we'll combine a load and ship it out. But we do have quite a bit of foam processed and ready to go. So I would suspect we would ship that sometime this summer. If not, early fall.
Can you store that outside?
We are storing it outside.
Once it's in the hand, once it's condensed, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's almost like glass at that point. So
Paul, Ken has a question.
And shipping that styrofoam, I remember that goes clear to Canada. Does that have anything to do with tariffs or anything going on there?
the question came up a couple months ago, I guess, when tariffs were first being, tossed around. And we haven't seen any impact of tariffs on the materials that we move, although we do see that prices for certain commodities are beginning to drop. But I don't think that's tariff related as much as it is mills taking downtime and demand for the material. I think people in general have reined in spending, so the demand for a lot of products is softening, and so production of virtually everything is kind of on hold right now to see where things are going to sugar out. So is there a direct impact from tariffs? Maybe not a direct impact, but the threat of tariffs, I think, looms over the economy at large. And so not as much material is being moved or turned into other products.
If people are buying things less, is our amount of cardboard decreasing?
It's hard to say. I don't really track that on a monthly basis, but I could look into that, see, where we are this year compared to last year.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Did you have anything else in financial, Paul, or did you want to?
Actually, I do.
Walter does.
Yeah, line 47, professional services for the executive director. I feel this is probably going to be some happy news, is that Scott Myers of MRI, excuse me. We've budgeted $8,000 professional services. He's done an outstanding job, I feel. And I believe once we're finished, we're going to come in quite far below that $8,000 budget. Just to let supervisors know that.
Yeah, and I think most of the what's been posted to that line item to date is for advertising costs for the position, because we have not received a bill from MRI yet.
Paul,
Jan.
The two candidates that we felt were very good candidates, are they both from?
Yes.
Both local.
As far as programs go, the phone thing was the only thing I was really going to mention that, we are trying to catch up. We have a backlog. I think we sent messages out to a few towns last week because we didn't pick up their phone. The volume of material just amazes me. I mean, it takes up a lot of volume, sure, but the amount that we're taking in on a weekly basis is more than I think we would have ever estimated. So we're still chipping away at that, and hopefully, we'll get caught up. We did do a fair amount last week, and so I suspect that we'll collect it from those towns, at least the towns that we didn't. So, if your facility has foam from the previous week, just understand that, we have a large volume of it, and we may stagger the towns that we pick up from one week to the next. And the only other program update I have is we had a hugely successful hazardous waste event in Derby this past Saturday. I haven't tallied the final figures, but there was a steady stream of vehicles the entire 4 hours. And luckily, right towards the end, we caught up with the stream of traffic. No one else came in for the last 20 minutes. We were able to catch up and, get out of there at a decent hour. But it went, I'd say, extremely well.
Nice.
I think our next event is scheduled for Westfield on the 21st.
Awesome.
Yeah,
No
we're
other-
looking forward to the 21st. Got quite a few people asking questions about it.
The only other update under programs is we are undergoing a complete overhaul of our website. We've met, we got pricing from 2 vendors. We selected one, and we've met with them twice. And I would suspect probably in the next month or so that process will be completed, and you'll see a new website from us. Hopefully a little more user friendly. It'll be ADA compliant. And yeah, hopefully just easier for everyone to use.
Perfect.
Steve has a question.
Paul, in the notes, you said that there were 2 people that left.
Yes.
Were there specific reasons? Before it was like insurance and pay, but is there anything specific?
Yeah, both unrelated. One was actually in high school still and is pursuing, something else. And the other one, actually, I guess they are somewhat related, just found something elsewhere. And we're actively seeking to replace one of those folks, which is essentially someone to help out on the truck. They were both associated with picking up materials, whether be a truck driver or a helper on the truck. Spoke to one of the other truck drivers who said that he had worked alone in the past, willing to do that again. But I did inform him that, if you need help, let me know, because we do have that position available. So it's in the budget. But for now, we're just focused on replacing one of the 2.
Perfect. Anybody else have anything under updates? Hearing none, we'll go to Article 7, which is other business, which we obviously do have the surplus in there to talk about, so I might as well hit that one up first.
Yeah, so at the last meeting, I had provided a summary of, what happened, because on paper, it looked like we had a fairly large surplus. I think it was the January, February meeting where I explained, where a lot of that went. And so we are left with $4,846.83. And I know there's been some talk about putting that into improving the driveway inside the fence. I guess my preference at this point in time would to take that amount and put it in the capital improvement fund. I still would like to pursue repairing the driveway there inside the fence, and maybe in some sections the fence itself. Just not prepared at this point to pursue that. And the main reason for that is we have to finish our solid waste implementation plan by July 1st. I'd like to get the administrative rules wrapped up. So it may be something that, I'm generating a list for the new executive director. When I arrived, I had a list of what was called priorities. So that's what I'm calling it. I don't know if the board wants to prioritize it in the same manner, but I would put that on the list. It might not even be priorities, but things to consider in the short term. We
No, I
could
think
call
that's a
the
good idea.
list, whatever we want, but
I would think the back wall too, the masonry, the back wall out back there.
yeah, Steve mentioned, and we need some brickwork done on the inside of the building because the activities are just hard on certain sections of the wall. The building, is solid, but it was never designed to have the interior walls impacted the way we're doing it. And so the mortar, is 160 years old, and the bricks are softer on the inside of the building. A few years ago, many of you may remember, we did have some work done. For the most part, those areas are holding up. And, I don't think it would be that difficult to get the same organization to come in or, seek competitive pricing to have that repair work done, for.
Is this historical, this building?
This building has not been designated historic.
Ken?
I'm wondering, with the new director coming in, it might be appropriate to have a pool of money to help that director institute what new ideas that director might have, rather than keeping him tight on the budget. Might be a good thing to keep some of this around till that person arrives.
Well, and that's exactly what would be happening by putting that $4,800 into the capital improvement fund. We're also, we've been able to contribute more to the capital improvement fund than normal, only because we've made advance payments. We budgeted, I think, $1,000 a month for this year, and I think we only have 2 months, November and December, left to contribute. So we've caught up and then accelerated that kind of payment to ourselves. So I don't know what the capital improvement fund has in it right off the top of my head, but yeah, the only thing dedicated right now is the payment of the skid steer. So yeah,
Paul?
I guess there's 4,600. So
Do you want a motion to have that 4,600 put in the capital improvement fund, or do we? Steve,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'll make the motion that we take the $4,800 and put it into the capital improvement fund.
Thank you.
can I just maybe have you suggest the 2024 surplus, because it's slightly different than the amount that you stated?
Please add that to my motion.
I'll second that. It's Gina Vino.
Thank you. So motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of moving the 2024 surplus into the capital improvement fund, signify by saying aye.
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 If there's any opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Is there any other business?
I'd like to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Our next meeting is, I believe, I misquoted, I think it's July 8th. And July is typically a vacation month for most people, but it is imperative that we have a quorum for July 8th so we can vote on a new executive director. Otherwise, it holds things up a whole nother month, which really throws things away. So I'd appreciate it if everyone could log on and be part of the July 8th meeting.
Even if we had to, we could move that to the top of the agenda. People have to, if they're on vacation and need to bug out, we can work around people's schedules for sure. Is there a way, Paul, when Michelle sends that email out for next month's meeting, that she can have something highlighted in there to make sure people know, you know, how imperative it is that we have a quorum next month.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Paul.
Jan?
Yeah, when you were taking the roll, I was looking at the minutes. And it's amazing that everybody that was here last month were the same people that are here this month. And the same people that weren't here last month, it's the same thing this time. So, and I think that's pretty much true month to month. So there's obviously a group of 12 to 15 people that are not showing up on a consistent basis. So those are the people that really have to be targeted.
And can I say something about that?
Sure.
Jan, that was one of the points that we discussed with both candidates that we interviewed. There's a subsection of supervisors that never show up, or the town has appointed someone, but they don't come. And that was the question posed to them. What would they do to get better attendance so we have quorums? I hope that helps.
Yeah,
Did they have good ideas? Or was this just a shock, you know?
Well, you know, yeah, I don't want to go into what they had to say yet, but yes, they both were aware of the situation and, you know, thinking of how to remedy the situation.
I can say this, they were both happy to go to any town's select board meeting to discuss things.
Oh, wow. Ugh.
Perhaps it might behoove us to address the selectmen from those particular towns directly.
We've done that in the past. It doesn't really, you know, occasionally we'll reach out to a select board and they'll say, oh, really? You know, because they don't know. That might get a couple people to attend. You know, as far as like tonight's meeting, we had 4 more than we needed for a quorum. And I think actually one additional logged on as we proceeded. So, you know, if we can get the same group to attend, I think we'll be okay.
Paul, Fran has her hand up.
I just wanted to say if maybe they could go to those meetings where they don't appear, that we might get a few more. And it would be nice to have other people's opinions that we never get. I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter, but.
I mean, that's not a bad idea to go to the towns, because why go to the towns who send people regularly, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of redundant, yes.
Well, and that's why I said that, is they were both willing to go to the towns that do not have representation and go to those select board meetings and say, hey, you know, we really need your input. We'd like to have it, you know. And again, some of those towns might be able to throw somebody that's already here that they're next to as an alternate, like Victory and the UTGs. Like, there's no reason why Victory couldn't allow the UTGs as their alternate, so we could actually have, you know. But again, there's steps to take.
Yeah, I just a thought.
Absolutely.
Dustin has his hand up.
Okay. From past experience, select boards, if they don't have to deal with it, they aren't going. They've just, yeah, I know.
You mean if it's not a dog or a road?
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's just, they got so much on their plate. It's out of sight, out of mind.
Ken.
On the topic of attendance, it might be more productive just to call the town clerk and tell them, hey, your representatives are coming. They could make a phone call and suddenly the person will show.
And it would be an easy first step to take, I think.
Yeah, that would work. You might have better luck doing that than you would going to a select board meeting. Because
yeah. But I know, you know, when I first arrived, I attended a number of select board meetings, and I think it would make sense, and I'd be willing to attend some future select board meetings with the new executive director to kind of introduce the person and, you know, just open the dialogue between whether they're active members or inactive. You know, I think it makes sense to ultimately meet with every board at some point in time.
Well, it's tough. That's. We're what?
Yeah.
47 towns,
49.
49 now.
Is there any other business? Any other discussion?
Last one. Important.
Well, I guess we can, I would take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Awesome. No discussion, I'm assuming. Is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All those in favor of tonight's adjournment, signify by
Aye.
saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Nay? No, never is. Well, you all have a great night. We'll see you next month.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Very good.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Go back out.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna say.